Kim and Kyle collab right here.
You know, the car is soft. Feel all this movement.
We're doing a backseat review on your review.
YouTube comment section.
This video just took a completely different direction.
This is not your normal Ford Mustang Mach-E. This is the Mach-E Rally. Today we are going to take it out with some experts. I'll even put it for a spin on a dirt road. We're going to test out the performance and the traction control. Let's do it. I guess here goes my hair. But I already took the thumbnail. I can't really hear anything. And look who we have here. Also, are you excited?
Hell yeah, we're gonna go shred someone else's car around a dirt track. That's awesome.
Like you can't really I guess this is so you don't snap your neck. Should I be worried? I'm kind of curious what my financial responsibility would be if I did crash. So excited.
Heading in for 1 of 3. You ready?
Yes.
Floor it. Stay on it. Brake hard. Turn. Yeah, there you go. Give it a little more.
Kind of looks cool with the mud. It really makes it pop, right?
Should I go ahead and go like all in right here? Whatever you want to do. I'm fine with you going all in. Okay. I'll tell you to brake if we're going too fast. I'm slowing. More. Shit. Yep, not enough. Gas on. Look ahead. There, nice slide. Floor it. I'm going to feel the straight and go. That's it.
It's so fun.
It is so fun, isn't it?
It's such a wild experience because you're trying to figure out how to feather in the brake with letting off on the accelerator because you want to slide out, you want to drift. Tables are turning and now I'm gonna hop and have a professional rally driver drive. I love it.
Real thick material in here. You can feel how it's just fighting through all the slop there.
I love it. It's like a roller coaster.
Welcome to the drug.
All right, hat off. I can hear again. I don't know how my hair's doing though. I feel like I should have brought a brush today. This is like Kim and Kyle collab right here.
So it hit the brakes.
Oh wow.
I didn't do anything. It just saw the grass back there.
Grass is dangerous.
There's
Scary.
a little bit of a hill.
I was
We
on
would've
the
gone
throttle.
Well, at least that works.
Yeah, Tesla won't do that. It'll just run over people.
Well, we wanted to do a podcast with Kyle, so this is sort of like a podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks to Fanttik for sponsoring this video. So we've talked about how much we love our Fanttik products, but if there's one product I would recommend to always keep in your car, it's this V8 Apex 4-in-1 multifunction vacuum that can also pump, inflate, and blow. It weighs only 1.1 pounds, less than a water bottle, but it has a built-in 80,000 RPM brushless motor that can pick up anything from sand to dust and debris. It comes with 10 accessories like a push and brush, a crevice nozzle, and a flexible hose to clean hard to reach places. You can even inflate air mattresses or summer inflatables. It has a USB-C charging and up to 40 minutes of runtime, and the best part is it has this washable HEPA filter inside, and if you need something larger and more powerful, check out the Apex V10 vacuum, which is also foldable. Fanttik is running a sale for their vacuums from June 17th through June 30th. I'll link them down below. Just be sure to use the code KIMV8APEX to get 27% off of the Slim V8 Apex 4-in-1 vacuum. And use code KIMV10APEX to get 36% off the V10 Apex foldable vacuum. And remember, by using our links, you're also helping to support this channel. All right, let's get back to it. We're driving the Mustang Mach-E Rally Edition, but we're just driving it normal today.
We're in comfort whispered mode, suspension's backed off.
There's been some changes this year to the 2024 GT version, and you drove that yesterday?
Yep, so I spent the day with it yesterday, absolutely.
Did you feel like they were good changes, bad changes?
So nothing they changed made the car worse, but it needs more improvements than they've already done to it. So I think just to highlight to the viewers what they've already done. I mean, the battery pack itself has stayed the same, 91 kilowatt hour usable, but the whole thermal strategy has been totally improved. So you may have seen the headlines where it was like 5 seconds of power, and we would run into it all the time driving Mach-E on canyon roads. It would go into turtle mode like that. And you're like, how can a modern electric car have such, you know, huge limitations as to the performance, especially one with a Mustang badge? So they've drastically opened up the ability as to which the car gives you full power. It's still thermal derates quicker than almost any other car on the market, though. So it's way better than itself, but it's still not catching up to the market, I would say. Other changes, faster charging. We're going to try that later today. So it's now 36 minutes, 0 or 10 to 80 rather than 40 something, but it still should be half that. You're going up against Ioniq 5 in a similar price point, which is 18 minutes in the same 10 to 80% range with similar sized battery packs, is a little bit larger, of course. And, you know, in terms of suspension settings in the car, it's all the same. It's mostly a technical update from a powertrain standpoint with the new motor.
I do like the interior of these, I'm going to say. I feel like it reminds me a lot of Tesla in a lot of ways. Like, it's that very modern look inside of here. Yeah, and the materials are nice to look at, and it's kind of an interesting place to be, totally. Alcantara. No sunroof up here. Only in the Rally, just to save the weight. Okay. So in the regular GT or even the higher spec consumer ones, you will get a glass roof, but this is just for performance. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I gotta say, just cruising in the Rally now, I have it backed full soft, and there's a lot of body motions, but it's smooth. Really nice and comfortable, especially compared to the GT I was driving yesterday. This is a very smooth riding experience. So what do you think about people that say Mustang should not be the Mach-E? They're like, I don't like that they use the Mustang name for Mach-E. Do you agree, disagree? As a car enthusiast, I can't say I totally disagree. But I think that Ford did a really nice job. I mean, we had these were the big conversations maybe 3 years ago when Mustang Mach-E launched. It was like, is this the end of the brand? Is it the end of the world? And I think what's cool is Ford still builds the hardest core Mustangs ever, combustion, with V8s and manuals, and you can get all that if you want to. So my impression is, I think the car would have sold worse. They would have had less sales if they didn't call it a Mustang. And so overall, I think their combustion Mustang sales did not suffer, and they were able to sell an electric car, and so it probably paid off in their perspective. Yeah, they were the second best-selling vehicle in this class. Yep, just obviously, second to Model Y. Yep. And I mean, honestly, it's nice, like, just from what I've driven so far of it, compared to some of the other vehicles I've been driving lately. I'm like, I can see why people like this. I love, too, that it has a front trunk, which a lot of the cars are doing without, but I actually love having a front trunk. I like that crumple zone for safety, in addition to just a little bit of extra storage. Seems pretty spacious. I'll have to check out the second row here in a minute, but I mean, we're just coming into a couple corners here, and I know PJ gets a little bit sick sometimes, but let's at least just see roughly how it feels so we can get a sense of how the car is performing. Yeah. And, you know, into a corner like this, the car is soft, but super nice. Brake pedal's always right there. We have the big GT brakes, and we're on Michelin Cross Climate 2s, which are kind of an interesting tire choice, but you can see serious grip. Everyone holding on for a brake test really quick. 3, 2, 1. So brakes are right there, exactly where you want them to be. I'd like a little bit more ABS feedback, but these are my first impressions as well. And, you know, the car is soft. Feel all this movement and this bushing stuff, but that's what you want in the Rally. It's just this, you know, the GT is way harder core than this for on-road performance, but I kind of like the squishy and the compliance nature of the suspension. But what's interesting is all of the bushing settings are the same car to car. This is a 1 inch taller overall ride height. It's like 0.8 inches come from the suspension. The overall diameter of the tire is slightly taller, but it rides awesome. Like, my initial impression is this is the one to buy where we live in Colorado in the mountains. Yeah, I actually kind of agree. I'm like, this would be the one that I would buy because I feel like you could have some fun with it. Like, if you want something you could drive as a daily driver and then also just like take it off-roading and have some fun, like really experiencing the joy of driving, right? Then this would be something you'd want. Yeah, plus it's cool. When you roll up in a Mach-E Rally, you're like, wow, that person went out of their way to buy an enthusiast vehicle. That's neat. Yes. Just noticing, like, so there's something called steering tip into vehicle response. Yeah. And it's like
so slow compared to the GT. So you're going to feel a little bit of this. The car stays relatively stable. There's a lot of weight down low.
Yeah.
But the Cross Climate 2, so it's just a really soft tire. So the GT, yeah, you'll get a lot more G-forces in the GT. Model Y is probably a bit spicier from the natural setup. I like the chassis of the Model Y better, personally. And track mode in Model Y Performance is awesome. The thermal of that car is great, but the brakes in this are a key advantage. And, you know, each car kind of does something a little bit better and worse. I think the most inexcusable part about the Mustang situation is the thermal performance of the drivetrain. Like I mentioned, they opened it up, but still you can't stay on it as hard as you can nearly a Tesla Model Y. And to me, that's just I was hoping that would be fixed for this year, and they made it much better, but it's not even matching Ioniq 5N, Model Y, and this is the world the car needs to play in. BlueCruise is awesome. It scooches for trucks, does auto lane changes, but right now we're on a non-pre-mapped road, which means it's just like basic autopilot, where it's just staying in the middle of the lane, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm curious just to see what the heck it does here.
Like with the roundabout?
Yeah, what is it going to do? And puts us right into a curve. So yeah, BlueCruise, I mean, it's really a highway driver assistance system. Okay. But yeah, we're built around this. We didn't kill anyone there. Yeah, on the highway, it's actually an amazing system, and we benchmark driver assistance systems against each other on a really tricky route. And this performed second place, Jordan? Third place? Yeah, it was right up there with Mercedes, And Mercedes is amazing. Who holds the top? Is it Mercedes? I thought it was the EQS that did.
For a while it was Tesla, but that might have passed it.
Yeah, because the safety stuff they miss out on.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if I...
Look at the lag.
It's laggy.
It's the bad road tripper because the software's terrible.
I cannot stand this system, personally. And it dings and bings and bongs. And you can't set a charge limit at all. You can in the app, but only the new app, which is in beta. But they won't have it in the car. And it doesn't show you how fast
So it just automatically charges to 100?
Yes, unless you create a location and specifically say, at this location, only charge to 80 or 90. And the crazier part to me is, like, superchargers don't have screens. So when you plug in charge on a supercharger, you can't see how fast you're charging.
Does it precondition the battery, like, ahead of time before you go to their chargers?
Yes, but only if you use the in-car nav, but it won't tell you it's preconditioning. You have to just hope and keep your fingers crossed.
That can create a lot of issues.
Yeah, just like
your battery's not going to last.
Yeah, to me it just seems like whoever did the software had never driven an electric car before. Because the hardware guys get it. And talking to the engineers, they're like, everything you're saying we've been pushing for, we want as well. But I'm like, how hard can it be to make software that works for an EV to give us the info we want to know?
So is there a way just to push a button for park, or do you actually have to turn it every time?
You just do a quick twist to the left.
I know, but that seems like, it feels like I should just push down or something. I don't know.
I mean, I agree.
I don't know how, I don't like this dial.
Preaching truth.
Sounds kind of loud though.
Yeah, it is.
Repair some?
There's definitely road noise.
Those tires don't help.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Those standard cars.
Do you hear that though with the regular Mach-E?
They're all loud.
They're all loud?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think it's as loud as a Model Y, or at least an older Model Y would be.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not like an e-tron or something.
Yeah.
What is the speed limit here? Just say speed limit's 35.
Should be good if you go comfortably double that.
That was Kyle. See, now after doing the rally experience burst, it's like I want to like slide out on these.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Should I?
No, Kim will kill it.
Should I? No. I also like hit a thing when I was doing.
You ran over a cone.
I ran over a cone because I was having a little too much fun.
Cool.
She told me it's okay. It was extra points if I hit a cone.
Yeah, it just means you're driving it hard.
I know. After driving the Mach-E Rally for the day, here are my initial impressions. The seats in both the GT and this Rally edition were incredibly comfortable, and I love the modern look to most of the interior. I'll share more of that in my walk around in a minute. Both the GT and Rally are incredibly responsive and so much fun to drive, with a 0 to 60 in around 3.4 seconds in the quickest trim, which beats the performance Model Y. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful EV, and Ford has done a lot of things right with this Rally edition, which to me is the only Mach-E to get. What I disliked were the gear shifter, the additional USB-A ports instead of all USB-Cs, the low-resolution backup camera, and the laggy UI. The range of the Rally also leaves a bit to be desired with only 265 miles, especially since in the Rally your starting price is around 60 grand, which is way above the price of your standard Mach-E starting price at 41,000. What is up with the propulsion sounds? Should we try these out and see if I like them? Do you like that?
No, I hate the sounds.
We're agreeing
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, we're saying, yeah, you get it.
We're doing a backseat review on your review.
we're the YouTube comment section. You're like, yeah, she likes EVs. This is great.
I know. It's a
That's really funny. This video just took a completely different direction.
So let's take a look at this Mustang Mach-E Rally Edition. This is the Glacier Gray. I have a very similar color wrapped on my cars at home. You might know the Nardo Gray or the Battleship Gray, but this has a metallic spec. They also have PPF on these vehicles made to go off-roading and, you know, be in that gravel, be in that dirt, so it helps protect it. And then right on top, we have those racing stripes with a geometric pattern. And then look at this grille. So this is kind of like a matte finish grille. We have the illuminated pony up front, but then on the Rally Edition, we also have fog lights right up here. We have the recovery hook, some of the cameras and sensors right up front, and then the front splinter is a little bit different design, so it actually sticks out a little bit more. You can see that it bulges up on the side, and then we have an active shutter to help cool it down. We're also going to notice the aerodynamic design right here. We have those front curtains to help the airflow around the vehicle. Got to take a look at the front trunk right here. And I'm so happy that they do have a front trunk in here. Check this out. It's a pretty nice deep space, 4.7 cubic feet. You could definitely fit a small carry-on, probably 3 to 4 grocery bags right up front. Take out food. Having a front trunk is something that I absolutely love, especially as a parent, because you can fit a small stroller, sports bags. There's so many uses for this front trunk. Also, it's a great crumple zone, and I just think it really adds to a vehicle to be able to have one. And if you want to tailgate, you do have your cup holders and then drains as well in here. You could throw in some ice, your drinks, you're set, ready to go. And then we just have your manual close. You just kind of slam it. There you go. And then going over to the side of the vehicle, we have these 19-inch wheels over here. Now they are ceramic white, and you might wonder, why put white wheels on a vehicle that is made for rally, meant for getting dirty and muddy? Well, this is something that they have always done with their rally vehicles, so they've carried that over to the Mach-E Rally, and honestly, it looks pretty cool when it gets dirty. Now take a look behind the wheel, and you can see that Rally cross-tuned spring back there. You have the Magna Ride dampening system that gives you a 1-inch lift on the car. You really feel this when you put it into rally mode and have some fun with it. And then we have these Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires on here. They're great for when you're cornering in that loose gravel, and they really grip the road. And then up front we have the charger. Now take a look at this. What you might think is a little bit of a dent, but that's actually just where you push to open up the charger. We have the CCS, the J1772, and the CCS on bottom. So NACS is going to be coming natively to these vehicles sometime next year. Really looking forward to that. The battery size of this is 91 kilowatt hours. Range is right around 265 miles, and then peak charging is around 170 kilowatts. And what's really cool about this is they've actually raised it up about 1 inch because it is a rally vehicle. You can see we have the Mach-E Rally badging right on the side of the vehicle. And then if you look underneath here, we have the front aluminum underbody shield so that you can really have some fun with this vehicle. And what I love about the Mach-E are the door handles, or lack of door handles. It's really just a button and then a little pull area right here. Pretty cool. Back also has the button. And then moving along to the back, check out this spoiler. It is bigger than the GT or the regular Mach-E versions. Really aerodynamic tunneling going through there. We have the wiper on the back, the illuminated pony on the back. You know, as a mom, I'm always thinking about cargo capacity. Love this. We have 30 cubic feet with the seats up, and then if you pop the seats down, you get 60 cubic feet. A little bit of a sub trunk, not really much, and then there is a little bit of storage right here, but just really for an umbrella on both sides. So there is a lower aspect too to this. You could pull it out and then slide it underneath, and it just gives you a little bit more storage space inside of here. Again, something I always look for because I have 3 kids and I'm packing as much as I can possibly pack into my vehicle. And then we have this little sunshade, 3 top tethers going across if you wanted to throw some car seats in the second row. It also has those sequential turn signals on the back. Now take a look at it. It is a beautiful looking vehicle. Now the Mustang Mach-E is the second best-selling vehicle in this class. The range on this one is not the best range, but what makes this car so attractive to people? I think it really has to do with the design, the overall design. It is beautiful. It has like this sporty element to it. Obviously it's a Mustang. I think people like all that goes into it. Let's take a look at the inside and you guys tell me what you think of it. All right, so there's plenty of room back here. I will say there are other vehicles in this class that definitely have a little bit more leg room. If you have a kid that is rear facing, it's going to be kind of tight fit, but in a booster seat, in a regular car seat that's forward facing, it should be fine. Enough headroom for an adult. I'm 5'5". I probably have a good like 6 inches above my head right here. Again, you know, look at this though. My feet, I have small feet and my feet barely fit right here. I only wear a size 7. So just something to think about if you are throwing kids back here, depending on how big they are or how much room you have. Let's look at this. We have the lower anchors on this side, none in the center. So car seats are doable, but again, you would have to borrow possibly from the sides. You have to look at the manual on that one. Cup holders. But I'm not sure if you're buying the Rally if you have a big family. You're probably buying this to have some fun. Look at the seat backs. You get this white clamshell style seat back. This is unique to the Rally. I absolutely love this sporty look. Now, check it out right here. We do have the vents, but you only have one USB-C and a USB-A. I'm really surprised to see this in a new vehicle. You don't see a lot of USB-As anymore. I would prefer to have at least 2 USB-Cs. I could see the kids fighting over that one USB-C back here. But overall, comfy seats. It works, it's doable, nothing really wrong with it. You also don't have a sunroof on the Rally vehicles where you do with the GT or the other certain trims of the Mach-E. So also look at these doors right here. There is not a cup holder in here. It's more of a door pocket. You can store a couple things, but your only places to store drinks is really just right in the center right here, because they'll go flying right here. Also, to get out, it's kind of the opposite. If you're used to Tesla, you actually pull this latch to open up the door, and that's how the door opens. But overall, I like this modern, sleek look of the car. We have the Alcantara on the side. You know, it's nice. It's modern, but nice. So if you're a fan of that kind of new age look, I think that you'll like this. Let's look at the front. Okay. Beeping. Gotta turn that beeping off. So you do have one cup holder back here, but it's mostly just a pocket as well. And then of course you have some of your window controls, your seating options, your locks on the door. And then you get inside and the seats are heated. They are not ventilated, but they are very comfortable. I will say I really like the seat, the way it feels on your body right here. And then you also have a nice armrest, some storage underneath it. You have your wireless charging, one USB-C and one USB-A, again, right up front. Again, why are they still putting USB-As in new vehicles? Doesn't quite make sense to me, but it's there. We have your cup holders. They are smaller cup holders. I doubt a Stanley would fit inside of here, or like a larger water bottle. So some things feel very premium in here, like the stitching, the seats. I love the Mach-E Rally geometric pattern that you see throughout the vehicle. You also have it up front, but then you have a push button, you have USB-A, you have this dial that they have here for their Ford vehicles. This isn't bad. I'm sure you'd get used to it, but I would prefer the park to be a button on that. That's kind of a thing that is hard for me. Also, the UI does feel slightly laggy and maybe not quite as intuitive as other vehicles, but you know, it works, and it's definitely something that you would get used to over time. Take a look at the cameras right up front. The cameras are, you know, you have that bird's eye view, but honestly, they're not the clearest cameras that I have seen before. There's all my bags back there, but you can't even tell that they're bags. You have the front camera. See how laggy it is though? It takes me a couple seconds before it responds. And something that I hope that, you know, in future software updates, they'll be able to improve this. But again, this was how they've improved it. This is the 2024 model, so I would have hoped that this would already be a little bit better. But the steering wheel's really nice. We have this same clamshell style insert right here in the steering wheel, the stitching, the pony up front. I feel like the look of this is really nice, and that's something that a lot of people are buying this vehicle for. It's just this overall look. It has a cool vibe to it. And again, this is a Mustang, and if you show up in a rally vehicle, they're like, okay, they like to drive. It has this cool persona associated with it. We have a 15.5-inch touchscreen right here. It's vertical. You have the dial for the volume, and then in front of you, you have your driver display. It's about a little over 10 inches right up front. Gives you all of your basic information right in front of you. There's no heads up. You can get your basic driving directions on front of it, but it's just like your turns, nothing too fancy. Right up front, we have volume displays on the steering wheel, and then this is where you would do the forward BlueCruise on the left side, lane centering, all that stuff right on the left side of it. All right, guys, let me know what you think of the new Mustang Mach-E Rally and the Mach-E GT. Is this something that you'd upgrade to? And as always, thanks for watching, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll catch you next time.
There you go.
That's it? You don't want to get back?
What's it like being a woman in car media?
It's definitely like you have to know your shit because people will attack you for everything.
Yeah.
But I also like it. I like proving people wrong, so. Yeah.
You get to show by example every day we're just as capable, right?
Yep,
That's how I see it too.
No, I probably like, I would have babysat. How old? Like, I'm so old.
That's how you should end the video.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I was born in 95.
And I was born in 83.
Yep, so yeah.
Yep, I would have been your babysitter.
Amazing. You should floor it.
If I get a ticket,
10 out of 10.
if I get a ticket, it's going on your belt.
All right, slam on the brakes. Let's try those.